But let's move along to the next team. We got the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Coach Rich Colsar comes back for a second year, and he has got a nice weapon to play with, and that is Rodney Gallagher at quarterback, moving to QB from wide receiver. And he's going to have a bevy of weapons with him: Tro Mickens, Jaden Pratt, DeMonte Kiss, Terrence Thomas Brown, all at receiver, AJ Sumter at tight end. He's going to have his weapons, his toys to play with. But as far as the offensive line in the trenches go, Laurel Highlands historically has been a weaker team, and then this year they returned no offensive line starters. Rodney Gallagher is really going to have to depend on plays with his legs. Are the Mustangs going to be able to overcome that barren offensive line to compete for a playoff spot this year?
They definitely have the athletes to help them. The offensive line is going to be a huge story coming in for them this season, but they definitely have the athletes. And I mean, when we talk about athletes, Ronnie Gallagher obviously comes to mind, but these other guys, Jaden Pratt, DeMonte Kiss, and, Terrence Thomas Brown, those are some big time athletes as well. They're going to prove themselves this year, and they're gonna get some help from Ronnie Gallagher too. Ronnie Gallagher's the number 2 player in his class in PA and the 40th nationally ranked player in his graduating class, the class of 2023. He's got some big time offers already. To play Division I ball, Pitt, Penn State, Michigan, Virginia Tech, just to name a few. A lot of this season is gonna rely on him, obviously, but he does have some help from the athletes. And as you mentioned, a lot of his plays are gonna rely on his feet because he might not get 4 or 5 seconds in the pocket to necessarily throw the ball downfield to his playmaker. So he's gonna have to be a playmaker, which he's used to being. Trust me, if we're hyping this kid up a lot in football, how good he is. You see the kid in basketball. The kid knows how to make his own plays. This kid, he's a truly special talent, something that we haven't seen in a long time in this area, really since Terrell Pryor, as far as someone being so versatile at 2 sports.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for him on this team, we probably wouldn't be talking about Laurel Highlands in the same light that we are. If you look at this team without him, they're probably behind Trinity even as far as what we think of them going into preseason. But he's just such a transformational talent. He's gonna help this team do things this year they haven't seen. And remember, this is only his sophomore year, so 2 more years with Laurel Highlands and Rodney Gallagher at the helm at quarterback. They could really be building something special. I think this year again is probably going to be more of a trial run with him at quarterback, see what kind of arm he has, what he's going to do in the future with them. So it's going to be exciting if you're a Mustangs fan, because you're going to be able to see some pieces coming together for the future. Looking at the defense now, they bring back 5 starters, a really good defensive tackle in Lorenzo McFadden, and some pieces in the defensive secondary. Could this team be kind of sneakily good defensively going into the season?
Definitely. Especially with Bell Vernon trying to find a replacement at quarterback. They like to throw the ball a lot, so that's be big for them. So that'll be big. Having that good secondary. In the middle for the linebackers, that's crucial. Don't have a lot of them back. But sneakily good. I mean, I really do like their secondary though, and in this conference, teams do like to air it out a little bit. TJ as well as Bell Vernon. I don't think McKeesport does as much, with them running the triple option. McKeesport usually sticks to the power football there, but Trinity likes to air it out too. So I really like that, and I think that's also what sets them apart from the other schools in the middle of the pack in the Big 8.
And then for their most intriguing game, I have them September 25th, an away game against West Mifflin. Laurel Highlands is going to be right there as far as putting their foot in the door for the playoffs, I think, and West Mifflin is a team that they'll be competing with. West Mifflin has their own little playoff tangent there too, so if West Mifflin ends up not being allowed into the playoffs, that Laurel Highlands could definitely make their case for that 4th spot out of this conference.